Everyone, Ben Woodruff here with another falconry video. This video I'm going to be sharing a non-traditional technique to help build trust with your bird when they've made a kill on the ground and to try to prevent them from flying off if they've captured prey that's too small. And now I've used this technique on all of my birds. Some need it more than others. I've used it from kestrels to golden eagles. But it's especially valuable with little birds. Merlins, kestrels, sharp-shinned hawks, Cooper's hawks, oplomado falcons. These are all birds that are a little lower down on the food chain when it comes to birds of prey, and they're a little more worried when they're on the ground in open country of being attacked. So let's take a look at the normal scenario. You've got a falcon, it flies along, it knocks a partridge out of the sky, now it's come down to the ground, and it is mantling over this partridge. Let's say you've got a big falcon, a saker, or a big female peregrine that is capable of flying away with that prey. So as you approach, the traditional way is to maybe kneel or hunker down or even completely lay down on the ground and reach out with your glove. I love seeing that this is a timeless answer to the problem. When I look back at old Renaissance and medieval photos and literature, paintings, drawings, photos of them, and also Asian falconry, you see a lot of this coming out of China. You will see the falconers leaning out and reaching towards their bird with as low of a profile as possible. So why is that our normal way to do things? Well, a very well-trained bird is used to you. You've built trust. They know that they can count on you, that you're not going to kill them and eat them. But when they are on the ground, in open country, on prey, a lot of that goes out the window. The reason is, there's several reasons. First of all, that when they're flying and chasing, they're in control. They can accelerate, they can back off the thrust, they can land, they can go to the ground, they can come to you. But the second they're on the ground, they've lost control. They have no momentum, and they are on the kill. But the kill might not be dead, and any prey that has been captured by a bird of prey is fighting for its life. We don't think about that much as being a big deal because usually the prey that we have our birds pursue isn't that big compared to us, but compared to them it is. If you ever hunt starlings with a kestrel, it's amazing to see, you know, that starling pinned on the ground reaches up with its feet, and for a kestrel, those claws on a starling's foot are huge, and they're reaching out for the face of that kestrel, trying to fight for their life. So, and it doesn't matter what the species is. Ducks and geese can do a lot of damage. A rabbit can kick and can buck and can scratch. My smallest golden eagle accidentally caught 3 coyotes when we were hunting rabbits. It just saw fur and burn, and he went after that. Those are dangerous situations for the bird. And so their first instinct is, I need to dispatch this prey. But while you're focusing on prey, that commotion, they instinctively know that commotion is going to have been spotted by any other birds of prey in the area. So an eagle, a bigger hawk, an owl could be like, hey, free meal. And while you're focusing on dispatching prey and not getting your eyes clawed out by what you are trying to eat for dinner, they know that anything might come up and try to tackle them. So their instinct often, if they can, is to get to cover, to either drag their prey to a bush, to fly up into a tree, out of the view of birds, or even to fly, if it's small enough, fly up on top of a tree or a telephone pole and get away from that situation. That's very bad for you. You don't want that to happen, of course, because then now they have their prey, they're going to eat it, and then they're just going to want to sit and digest and not come back down. So we want to encourage them to know, hey, guess what? If you make a kill, I will be right there. I will support you. I will fend off any of these other attackers. But for hundreds of years, and in some countries for thousands of years, the correct approach has always been just lay down on the ground and come up with as low of a profile as possible that your bird will not react to, and reach out carefully. Try to keep them unspooked. And in some of my other videos, you can see where I talk about, especially the Cooper's hawk video, I talk about switches. Do they have both feet on the food or only one foot? That's not what this video is about. So I want to train my birds to be so solid in their trust of me and so used to me approaching that I become non-existent, a non-threat, not even something to instinctively react to. And part of that is acclimation. So the technique I use, and I have to mention that I typically start this inside the house and then eventually move to doing this outdoors. But first thing is I will have food for them to eat on the lure or on a plate, whatever. And I will approach them, and rather than coming straight at them, I will walk in a spiral. Now, the video I'm going to show you, it shows a Harris hawk, which is a bird that hardly needs this technique at all. It's on a leash. It's a staged situation, just to give you an idea. So the speed at which you do this depends on the bird. You have to watch their body language. But rather than approaching straight on, I walk in a spiral, and I circle them. So I'm not making direct eye contact, and I'm kind of passing by, but you're orbiting your bird the whole time they start eating. And then I start to spiral in closer and closer until I'm right by them. This technique, doing this each time, is very good. Then you start to get to the point where I will actually stomp next to them. You know, once they're used to my presence, spiraling in, I'll stomp, stomp, stomp. So rather than hunkering down on the ground, I'm standing full height. Very intimidating to them, and yet that stomping action, they feel the vibrations through the ground. That's big for them, and they acclimate to that. Then I get to the point where I will put a leg over them or walk over them, straddling them. I've even run and jumped over my smaller birds, like merlins and sharp-shinned hawks. I will train them to the point that I can full-on charge running at them and then hop over them. This seems very undignified. It's not traditional. It seems ridiculous. But you think about what type of scenarios you're setting that bird up for. Let's say your small bird gets attacked by a slightly larger bird, and you come running over as fast as you can to separate them and save your bird, and that's enough to spook off the attacker, and now your bird is in panic mode from you running and being attacked, and it flies off and doesn't want to come down. If it's used to, hey, no, anytime my falconer comes running towards me, it's fine. I'm safe. It's a solid thing. So again, this type of a technique of spiraling around your bird every time they're on a kill, and then building them up to the ability that you can stomp around them, that you can put your leg, swing your leg over them, straddle over them, and even jump over them and charge them. If you do this every time in your early training, they will become rock solid, and you have a very safe bird to fly. And again, this is a crucial technique, I think, when you're flying birds that are going to capture prey that they can carry off. Merlin capturing a starling, a Cooper's hawk capturing a quail, a big peregrine falcon capturing a partridge. These are all things that if your bird doesn't trust you enough and you approach, they may just take off on you. And this is a good way to build that safety. So a simple technique, again, read your bird's body language and do it bit by bit. My video was a demonstration of a bird that's already completely trained, so it's just to give you some sort of a visual. So don't approach exactly as I did in the video. But I hope this technique proves useful to you with whatever bird you are flying. And as always, happy hawking.